Hi everyone. This week in Chapter 4 you're going to be working a little bit more with tables, and you're also going to learn or be introduced to something called sections. So I had a couple things I wanted to point out about these topics. First of all, with tables, and in this example I'm just going to insert a table real quickly. In the book it has you select columns and rows, and of course you can certainly click and drag to do that, but I wanted to show you a quick way to select columns or rows in a table, especially when you're selecting non-adjacent columns and rows. So one way to do that is to use what's called the selection bar. That's the area over here on the left side of the page in the margin of the page. So when you move your mouse cursor, it turns to an arrow that points to the right, and that's how you know you're in the selection bar. And once you're in the selection bar, you can just click next to any row and it selects the entire row in the table. You can also use this to click and drag to select multiple rows, or if you want to select non-adjacent rows, you click on the first one just like normal and then hold down your control key and click on any subsequent rows that you want to add to the selection. Okay, the same is true with columns. So let me click to clear the selection. With columns, you move your cursor to the top of the table and move it over top of the column you want to select. Your mouse cursor will change to a small black arrow pointing downward, and then you can just click to select the column, or you can click and drag to select multiple columns. Or again, if you want to select non-adjacent, you click on the first one and then hold down your control key and click on the subsequent columns. Okay. So that was just the one thing I wanted to show you about tables, a little bit quicker to select columns and rows rather than just using the click and drag method. Okay. The other thing I wanted to tell you about was sections. And what sections allow you to do is they allow you to format parts of a document differently. So for example, if you want to have different margins throughout your document, or different headers or footers, or maybe you want part of the document to be in portrait and part to be in landscape, you can do that by dividing the document into sections and then apply section formatting. So far you've done font formatting, you've done paragraph formatting, and then in this lesson you're going to start to do section formatting. Now, one of the things that can be difficult about section formatting is keeping track of where you are in the document, what section you're in, and you can use the status bar to help you do this. To do that, just go down to the status bar, find a blank area, and right click. This will bring up a menu of options, and these are all things that you can add to your status bar. And if you look at the second option, the section, click on that, it puts a check mark next to it, but then it also adds it to the status bar, telling you which section you're in, and this is what section your insertion point is in. So, and you can just click to clear that that menu. So if you click in a different section, in this case the first page is in a different section, my insertion point is now in section 1. And click down on page 2, my insertion point is now in section 2. And yes, you saw it takes a moment for it to update sometimes. One nifty command you might want to check out is the reveal formatting command, and that is on your keyboard. Hold down the shift key and press F1. That opens the reveal formatting pane, and here you can see it lists the formatting for the font, the paragraph, and if I scroll down here, the formatting for the section. And again, this is the formatting for wherever the insertion point is currently located. And you can even use these links to modify these particular settings. So for example, I could click the font link and it opens up the font dialog box. Okay, I hope these are helpful, and as usual, if you have any questions throughout the week, please don't hesitate to contact me, and have a great week.